All right, future hitmakers, ready to dive into songwriting? We're tackling songwriting tips for beginners, and honestly, starting anything new can be a little nerve-wracking, right? Songwriting especially feels like, wow, that's cool, but also kind of intimidating.
Oh, absolutely. That can I actually do this
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
Totally normal, part of the creative process. And that's what we're here for, to show you, yeah, you've got this. It's going to be awesome.
Yes. So, no more self-doubt. Time to load you up with the tools to write that first chart topper, or at least a song you're super proud of.
Yeah.
And this guide, it cuts right to the chase. First up, inspiration. Forget waiting around for some magical muse. They say it's everywhere.
Totally. You're already swimming in song ideas. You just don't realize it yet.
Right. Like, remember that time you totally wiped out, face first into the cake at your friend's wedding?
Yeah.
Disaster averted, everyone's laughing, even the happy couple. That's a whole emotional roller coaster, pure songwriting gold.
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about it. Those personal stories, the stuff that makes you feel something real, that's the heart of songs that connect with people. Think about it, your favorite songs. I bet there's a story behind them, an emotion that the artist poured into it, and then bam, it connects with you.
It's like this direct line from their heart to yours through music. So powerful. Okay, so we've got all this inspiration flowing, weddings, cake mishaps, you name it. But how do you actually turn that into a song?
Yeah.
That's where this guide's breakdown of song structure is key. They make this awesome comparison to a recipe.
Yeah, and just like a good recipe, the verse-chorus format, it's a great starting point. Gives you that structure, but it doesn't box you in. Think of the verse like setting the scene, right? Introducing your characters, the theme, like those opening lines of a great book.
Yeah, building that world for the listener.
Totally. Then boom, the chorus, the part you want stuck in everyone's head. This is where your song's heart beats the strongest, with a melody that hooks them and lyrics that sum up that core feeling.
It's like that first bite of your favorite meal. Instant satisfaction. But imagine if you only had that one bite over and over. Even the best things need some variety. Same with songs. Just verse chorus on repeat. Gets a little predictable.
You need those extra elements to keep it interesting.
Right. And the guide throws in some fun stuff here, bridges and outros. They add those unexpected twists, like building anticipation or leaving the listener with a final thought.
Absolutely. We can dig into those more later, but for now, let's stick with that foundation.
That's solid ground for our songwriting mansion. Speaking of solid ground, this guide dropped this truth bomb that honestly changed my perspective. You don't need to be some musical genius to write a hit song.
Right. So freeing, isn't it?
It totally is. They talk about how tons of catchy tunes are built on like 3 or 4 chords. Suddenly, it doesn't seem so out of reach.
Like you cracked the code. They even give this classic example, the IIVV chord progression.
Yeah.
Don't let the numbers scare you. It's way simpler than it sounds. Let's say you're in the key of C major, those magic chords, just C, F, and G.
Okay, so it's just those 3 chords, C, F, G, got it.
Now, play them in different orders, mess around, and bam, you've got the starting point for tons of tunes. It's like a musical cheat code that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. Think about iconic songs like Sweet Home Alabama, Twist and Shout.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they all use that same progression. Mind officially blown.
It's amazing, right? And that's just one example.
So knowing a few basic chords really opens up a world of possibilities. It's like having the key to a secret songwriting club.
Yeah.
But the lyrics,
Yeah.
that's where I start to get a little, I don't know. Yeah, the lyrics, it's like, are they good enough? Am I just trying too hard to sound all deep and stuff, instead of just rhyming cat and hat?
Oh, tell me about it. That's such a trap. You want to sound all poetic and profound, but this guide had it right. Just be real, honest. Those raw emotions, that's what really connects with people.
So much better than trying to sound like some robot wrote your lyrics.
Yeah.
And you know what I thought was cool? They actually say to start simple. Who knew?
It's true. You don't need fancy metaphors or anything crazy to make it impactful. Those songs that really get to you, often it's the simplest lyrics, the direct ones that hit the hardest.
It's like boom, right in the feels.
Exactly. Focus on that one feeling at the core of the song, the heart of it. And then think about how you can paint a picture with the words, vivid imagery that draws the listener in.
Engaging all the senses so they feel like they're right there with you.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Now, melody, though. That's where I'm like, how do you even start? How do you make something catchy, something people remember?
Love this question because this guide had some insightful stuff about it. Remember they talked about humming along to your chords. Might sound weird, but it's actually a really cool way to unlock melodies you didn't even know were in your head.
So like humming along to C, F, G, here I come. Honestly, never thought of it that way.
It's like this secret passage to your musical brain. Melodies, that part you can't get out of your head, that earworm,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes it starts with the silliest stuff. Nonsense syllables, weird sounds, whatever comes out. Don't be afraid to just mess around.
Like giving yourself permission to be a musical kid again.
Exactly. But then what happens when the fun's over and it's time to, I don't know, get serious about the songwriting? This guide didn't shy away from this, the whole rewriting, getting feedback thing.
Ugh. Yeah, that part always makes me nervous, Feels so personal, like putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
But they're right, it's super important.
For good reason. Think of it like you've got this diamond in the rough, yeah. Rewriting, feedback, that's how you polish it up, make it shine.
Okay, I like that. So it's not about dreading the feedback, but more about finding people you trust. Okay. Maybe a mentor, or even a songwriting group where everyone shares their work, helps each other grow.
Absolutely, creating that safe space to be creative. And, as we're going through this guide, one thing that really sticks out is how much they emphasize enjoying the journey. It's not just about the destination, that finished song.
It's like they're saying, hey, it's okay to enjoy those little wins along the way.
Exactly. Every step, no matter how small, it's a victory. Like nailing that chord progression or getting a lyric that just gives you chills. Those are the moments that keep you going.
For sure. It's about, really embracing that you're making something from nothing. Expressing yourself in a way maybe you didn't even think you could.
And you know what? For anyone out there listening who's still got those doubts, remember, every songwriter you love, every musician you think is amazing, they all started somewhere.
They all started right where you are right now.
With that blank page, those nerves, that feeling of like excitement, but also what am I doing? But they stuck with it. They kept writing, kept believing in what they had to say.
And that's what we want for you. This whole deep dive, it's been about giving you the tools, that little push to tell that inner critic to quiet down and just go for it.
To not be afraid of those messy first drafts, to have fun experimenting, to share your voice, your unique sound with everyone.
Because that's what makes a song really special, right?
Yeah.
That realness, that honesty, putting yourself out there.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this. What's that story, that emotion, that message you've got inside that's just dying to be a song? Let that be your guide, your inspiration, your reason to create something amazing.
Write it down, hum a melody, play those chords. You might just surprise yourself.
We believe in you. That's it for this deep dive on songwriting, everyone. Now go make some music.